Yo, what is up YouTube? It's Logic. Welcome back to another video. And today we're on Anime Mania? Not really. So we are on Anime Mania because today's video is about Anime Mania, but we're not going to be doing any gameplay because this is just going to be a video on the next upcoming update of Anime Mania, which we don't know when it will release, but I just wanted to make this video for fun and because I'm low-key running out of content since Anime Saga is running a bit dry and I don't really have any more games to play. If you guys have any more games to make content on, drop some suggestions down below and I'll look through them. But anyways guys, before we get into this quick video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. We're going to be getting into some confirmed and non-confirmed things, so this is partly my speculation. Not everything in this video is confirmed. Most of it is actually not confirmed because they haven't sneaked much. But just keep that in mind guys. Anyways, besides that, let's jump right into this video. Alright YouTube, so next update of Anime Mania is being cooked, as some of you guys may know. They've been dropping some good sneaks and I'm also going to be showing you guys that. We're actually going to get started with those first since that's, you know, the easiest thing to find out what is coming in the next update. But this next update is basically confirmed to be a solo leveling update, as one of the first sneaks that they dropped was a Beru sneak, and now they have recently dropped another sneak which was the god statue, so that probably will most likely be a boss for one of these stages. But this basically confirms that it's going to be a solo leveling update. But that's not the only content that they're dropping. They're also dropping content from One Piece and Bleach, which is interesting because they just did a One Piece update, so I don't know, maybe they just wanted to add more One Piece stuff. But another sneak that was dropped was of Kizaru using a finger pistol move, and you could see his moveset down at the bottom, and I guess you could assume what the moves will be like if you know who Kizaru is. But if you also look on the right side, you could see Vasto Lord Ichigo. So we're also going to be getting an Ichigo evolution probably, and maybe some more Bleach and One Piece characters, which is pretty good because, you know, there'll be more characters to go for rather than just solo leveling characters. But we know that the main part of the update is going to be solo leveling. So now that we have the confirmed things down, I'm going to move on to my speculations of what might come into the game. I'm not going to get into Bleach and One Piece because that might just extend this way too long, and since that's not the main part of the update, most of that probably won't come, so I'm going to keep my speculations limited to solo leveling. I'm also going to get into some manhwa spoilers, so I'll leave up skip tags on the parts where I talk about the manhwa if you guys don't want to watch it, but just to advise that I will get into some parts of the manhwa. Very short, but still. So the next sneak, actually technically confirmed because it's a part of the sneak that they dropped, but it's something that I don't know if it was purposeful or an accident. But if you look in the full Beru moveset sneak video, I'll show the frame. You could actually see Kargilgan in the little corner over there. It looks almost exactly like him, so I'm pretty sure that that's him. So he might come as an NPC or as a unit. We know that he is one of Sung Jin Woo's shadows, so he could very well be a unit, but he could be a NPC as well because that is his original coloring. Now, one of the main things that will probably most likely come into the next update. It is a part of the manhwa, but some people may know, so it is Shadow Monarch Sung Jin Woo. This is probably going to be a Sung Jin Woo evolution. A lot of people were surprised, including myself, that Sung Jin Woo didn't already have an evolution. But now we're probably going to see that because why would they drop a solo leveling update without a Sung Jin Woo evolution? And obviously that evolution has to be Shadow Monarch Sung Jin Woo. As for the moves, he has a ton of things that he could do, but all I know is that he will probably be one of the best units, if not the best unit, because we know that Shadow Monarch Sung Jin Woo is insanely broken in the manhwa. Then to follow up with that, I think that another unit that may come is Grand Marshal Bellion. He is his strongest shadow soldier, so they may drop him as a unit. Since they're dropping Beru and they've dropped Igris, why not drop the Grand Marshal, you know? Now getting into some other regular units that they may drop from solo leveling. There's a lot of popular hunters and very strong ones at that they could drop as units, but I think they'd only go for ones that you could very clearly see what kind of moves they use in either the manhwa or the anime that they could, you know, adapt into Anime Mania. So one of those first, probably the strongest of the bunch, would be Thomas Andre. He's a national level hunter, and since he fights Sung Jin Woo in the manhwa, we could very clearly see what type of abilities he has and how he could be adapted into Anime Mania. Next unit is Chairman Go. He's a very strong character. We don't really see his abilities in the anime, but in the manhwa, when he fights that elf mage guy, I low-key forgot his name, we see that one of the rulers actually takes over Chairman Go's body and fights through him. So maybe they'll drop some sort of character with this, because we know that the rulers are really strong characters, so it could be adapted into Anime Mania. Not sure, but just something I wanted to put out there. Now we've got 3 hunters that I thought would be the most likely to join Anime Mania, and those 3 are Hunter Cha, Choi, and Beck. These 3 hunters are very popular in solo leveling, and they're also pretty strong. They're all S-class, so it's very viable that they may come into Anime Mania, as we also see their abilities displayed very well throughout the show. The weakest of the bunch would probably be Cha, since, you know, we saw her get foddered in the anime. But that concludes my character speculations for the next upcoming update. I'm not sure how many of these may come in. There may be some that I didn't mention, or maybe ones that I did mention will come in. Like I said, I have no idea. This is all my speculation. So now let's move on to what content they may add. So one of the major flops of the Update 1 of Anime Mania was the fact that they had very little playable content. They mostly dropped characters and stuff like that, but after you got those characters, it became very boring, and so a lot of people dropped the game, and that's essentially why I ended up dying. But they're taking a long time on this update, so I assume that they're gonna make it so that when it drops, it'll last for a long time, giving them time to make another update. So I'm assuming they're gonna bring some nice content in this update. Firstly, starting with Infinite Mode. Infinite Mode, as you guys may know, is basically a placeholder in Anime Mania at the moment. It doesn't give any rewards and is completely useless. So I think that they're gonna fix that up and rework it so that it is better in rewards and just overall playing. Because like I have mentioned in other Anime Mania videos, if they made Infinite Mode better by giving it better rewards and just making it overall more playable, it would increase the quality of the update by a lot. Next up is a new game mode. There's nothing more refreshing in content as a new game mode, and Anime Mania is a pretty repetitive game, so adding a new game mode would add some sort of freshness and give people a lot more to play with and spend more time on the game. I have no speculations as to what that game mode may be. The only thing I could guess is PvP, because I've seen a lot of people asking for PvP. I'm not sure if they'll add it. Me personally, I don't like the idea of PvP because these characters are not suited for PvP, and I just don't really think it would be a fun game mode. I think another PvE game mode would be a lot better and just something that's fresh to the whole entire game, but that will be up to them to decide. The next thing that they may add on the list is some more gacha. With Anime Saga dropping being a very similar genre to Anime Mania, they also have a lot of gacha with things like stats and trait rerolls, and we already know that Anime Mania already has traits, so they may do a little bit of an update to that trading system, maybe add some even better traits, and they could very well add stats as well. I'm not 100% sure. Adding these things might also make Anime Mania pay to win as well. So I hope that if they do add some more gacha like stats and traits, they make it pretty obtainable for free-to-play players and not only a pay-to-win type of thing. Another thing that may come in the next update is an increase in token gain. From the update 1, they added a new banner that featured a new currency, which is tokens, and it includes a legacy unit, 2 mythicals, and 3 rares. And the whole feature was good in a sense, but the only problem is that the only way that you could get tokens is through weekly and daily quests, and they didn't even give that much. So token banner is overall pretty bad just because it's so hard to get tokens. So I think that they'll add another way to get tokens, because a lot of people did complain about that. Moving on to that, and similar to that, is the banner. A lot of people took way too long getting units because all they did was wait for banner. I remember watching in chat waiting for people to spam what the next character they needed was in banner or complaining about banner. So banner was a huge issue in Anime Mania, and it was also a big reason that it died, since, you know, nobody wants to play a waiting simulator of waiting for banner. But I think that an increased token game would fix this, because it would make the token banner a lot easier to use, which would also somewhat fix the banner issue. And again, they could add a feature like Anime Saga, where units that have recently come up in banner can't come up again, increasing more RNG and make sure that units don't repeat. Now coming down to the last things that they could add is fixing drop rates. Drop rates are also a big problem, because you spend hours grinding for just one item. As you guys remember from my Noob to Pro series, it was horrible grinding for some of these items, and I feel like it could be made a little bit better, because no one wants to be mindlessly grinding for just one item. So fixing those drop rates might make the update a ton better, so people could actually enjoy the update rather than just grinding for the items that they need for it. Then the final things that they'll probably add in this update is just some increase in graphics, quality of life, and bug fixes. Anime Mania is a very good game, but they kind of fall behind in the graphics quality, with games like Anime Saga completely excelling in that, but very much lacking in gameplay. Anime Mania is the opposite. The gameplay is good, but the graphics are a little bit on the lower side, which I personally don't mind too much, but I know that people are like saying that it's very, very bad quality, and just like the animations and stuff are not that great. But I think that they are improving on that, and they may improve on that more in this update. And then overall, just some more quality of life changes and just bug fixes as well is very much expected in the next update. I won't get into any details of that, but you guys can imagine what it is. Anyways guys, that is the conclusion of my Anime Mania speculation list. I kind of typed this out in like 20-30 minutes, just figuring out what might come out in the update, and I guess some of my own suggestions, or just what I personally think. I hope that some of these things get added, and I hope that they just have their own kind of list of things that they're gonna add that I didn't even think of. We will see when the update comes out, hopefully soon. We don't have any sort of release date for it, but who knows, they might drop one soon. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. If you guys want to join my community, my Discord will be linked in the description, and also go follow my TikTok page. I also recently started a membership for my channel if anybody wants to join. Totally not required, just putting it out there that it's there. We're also going to be starting some game night live streams, so I hope you guys tune into that. The games decided that I play are going to be from my Discord, so if you want to be included in that, make sure to join on my Discord. Thanks again guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.